Somebody shout, he's awesome. Hold on, wait a minute. I thought this was Fifth Sunday Live. I thought this was Fifth Sunday Live. This the Sunday you can act the right fool. I thought this was Fifth Sunday. Somebody shout, he's awesome. I think if you know that this is a point of the service where you kind of separate yourself. Because everybody won't have the same testimony. Because I don't quite know what God has done in your life. I don't know what he's brought you out of. I don't know what he's delivered you from. I don't know what he's rescued you from. But if you can testify that God is awesome, you ought to just lift up your hands and give God a shout in this place. I'm talking about not that you heard somebody say it, not that you know the words of the song, but your life is a testimony that God is awesome. I'm talking about if your life is a testimony, if you are here as a standing trophy that God is awesome, I dare you to lift up a sound in this place. Come on, let's give God a shout. Come on. Put your hands together and give God praise. Come on, put your hands together and give God praise. Somebody shout awesome. Matthew chapter 10. Let's go to the word. Is there anybody ready for the word of God? Come on, let's shout God for our music ministry. Amen. Special guest on the day, he's back with us again, Adrian Fro Johnson. Come on, let's bless God for his presence. We thank God for God's presence in this place. I was glad when they said unto me. I don't know if anybody else can testify to that. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house. I've been waiting all week just to get here today. Whether you know it or not, the enemy has been trying his best to stop you from getting to this place. And I don't know about you, but I just bless God that whatever he tried to do, somebody shout, God blocked it. That's how awesome he is. He wouldn't let it be.
Yes, God.
Come on, let's go to the word. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. One verse. It's on the screen. If you don't have it in your on your device or in your Bible. Do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. He says, I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. He said, do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. I didn't come to bring peace. He said, I came with a sword. You ought to touch somebody and say, I'm ready to disturb the peace.
I'm ready to disturb the peace. Come on now, preach right. Disturb the peace. That's good.
Now you can't say I'm ready to disturb the peace and then get quiet. No, normally when the police knocks on your door and tell you to turn it down, that means your volume is way too loud.
Yeah.
So you can't say I'm ready to disturb the peace and then sit comfortably back in your seat. So listen, I dare you to find somebody who's as crunk as you are. I did say crunk. I dare you to find somebody who is as live as you are. And listen, I dare you to give that neighbor your best high five and say, I don't know about you, but I am ready to disturb the peace. It was Julius Malema, a well-educated South African brother from Johannesburg, a commander-in-chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters movement, who said during his confrontation in a crowded Caucasian-filled courtroom, he said, and I quote, I am not here to disturb the peace. However, I am here to disturb your peace. He says, I'm not here to disturb the peace. I am here to disturb your peace. This suggests to me that peace can become pretentious. That's depending upon your perspective. Peace literally means freedom from disturbance. It means to enjoy quietness and tranquility. However, peace also has this pluralistic relativism to it. Essentially, we understand that peace means one thing, yet in practicality it means something drastically different. We understand that peace means one thing, but in practicality it means something completely or drastically different. Essentially, peace means that there is no peace. But in practicality, it means as long as you don't disagree with me. Peace means that there is no peace, just as long as you don't disagree with me. We can have peace just as long as you don't kneel during our national anthem. We can have peace just as long as you don't dare march down the streets of Selma. We can have peace. Just stop declaring that Black Lives Matter. We can have peace. Just don't expect equality amongst all humanity. You can have peace just as long as you don't disrupt my comfortability and my tranquility. Matter of fact, there was peace until you start questioning the status quo. Just in case you didn't know it, let me hurry up and let you know that it's not always appreciated when you attempt to do things differently. Just in case you didn't know it, let me hurry up and let you know that it's not always appreciated when you attempt to go another route. No matter how much we say we like different. So the truth of the matter is we really don't. We really don't. If you don't believe me, start acting brand new in front of your friends. Start acting different in front of your friends. They're going to start saying you acting funny. Just because this ministry is not as traditional as other ministries don't mean it's out of order and of not of God. When you start doing things differently than the way you used to, folks are saying you're not keeping it real like you used to. I didn't come. Jesus said I didn't come. He's paraphrasing. He said, I didn't come just for things to stay the same way. I came to disturb the peace. You don't know when to shout. The enemy wants you to peaceably agree with the circumstances that he's created for your life. I said the enemy wants you to peaceably agree with the circumstances that he's created for your life. But is there anybody here who came to make some noise in this place? Is there anybody who came to disrupt that created? You do know that everything that God creates, Satan creates a counterfeit order. And if he can keep you quiet in that counterfeit order, listen, but is there anybody here who came to disturb? Did you come to disturb the peace? Peace is relative. Peace is relative, which means peace for me don't necessarily mean peace for you. That's right. If peace for me keeps you in bondage, then that's not quite peace. I need you to understand that the enemy wants to keep you silent. He wants to keep you in his peace. But I just need you to hurry up and understand that it's something in your spirit that's going to be awakened this morning to let you know that you don't have to listen. You don't have to resist. You can resist what the enemy is trying to do in your life. You can stand up and rebel. You can protest. You can kneel. You can bow. You can make a noise. Did anybody come to disturb? Fro just dropped the album last year that said he was a troublemaker. I need you to understand some folks view Jesus as a troublemaker. But I don't know if there's anybody who was on the side of Jesus who said, listen, I didn't come to do things the way you want me to do. I didn't come to be quiet because you want me to be quiet. I know I'm on your road and you say I talk too much, I stand up, I high five too much. Listen, this ain't the place for you. If you get tired of everybody telling you what to do or how to be, I dare you to get up on your feet and disturb the peace in this place. You can't holler out at your cubicle. You can't holler out at school. You can't holler out at certain places that you go. But in the house of the Lord, you ought to be able to make some noise in this place. My Bible lets me know that when David was coming down the street, David was walking down the streets. Listen, David walking down the streets and he was dancing so hard that he came out of his clothes. Watch this. But his own wife was looking at him and said, man, you are acting a fool. David said, I don't know about you, but God has been too good to me for me to keep quiet. So if my dancing disturbs your peace, if you mad about how I'm moving right now, he said, just keep on looking at me because my dancing is about to get more undignified than this. Is there anybody here who's in an undignified place? Baby, you don't like the way I holler, but that's your problem. You don't like the way I dance, that's your problem. You want me to stay in my seat, that's your problem. God has been too good to disturb the peace. I came to disturb the peace. The text says, do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. With this particular text, this statement couldn't be more true. That a text without a context is a pretext. Therefore, you run the risk of cunning people out of the truth of the text. For we know Jesus to be the Prince of Peace. We know him to be peace in the midst of our confusion. We know that he'll even keep you in perfect peace. Even the angels testified at his birth, glory to God and peace on earth. Yet Jesus contends in the circumference of our text, do not think that I came to bring peace. Let me solidify my stance right here. I believe wholeheartedly that the Bible has no inaccuracies and is therefore inerrant. Therefore, if you were to take this statement as a messianic missional message, one might say that you are misinterpreted and very mistaken. I said, if you were to take this text as a messianic missional message, then you will be you have sadly misinterpreted and are very mistaken. Listen, if you look at the context of the text, the passage, if you look at the context of the text, the passage remains consistent. If you look at the opening of chapter 10, Jesus is calling his disciples to himself. Which means that he was asking them to separate themselves from their families. Separate themselves from their occupations and separate themselves from their daily routines. When he called them to himself, this means he was setting them apart. Somebody say sanctified. Sanctified. He was setting them apart for the work of the ministry. And after a period of training and instruction, he was now sending them out on their first missionary assignment. The agenda was to accomplish this assignment in the absence of the Almighty. The agenda of the assignment was to accomplish the assignment in the absence of the Almighty. In other words, for a season, they had to depart from him. They had to go out from him. They had to literally separate themselves from him. Not only did they have to separate themselves from the immediate fellowship of Jesus, they were instructed not to fellowship in any capacity with a Gentile contingency. Not only were they separated from Jesus and called to remain separated from the Gentile community, Jesus said, behold, I'm sending you as sheep in the midst of shepherds, in the midst of wolves, rather. I need you to understand that this implies a separation of ideologies and allegiance. Therefore, Jesus says in the text, he's consistent, do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. In other words, he says there are going to be times in your life, catch this, when you're going to have to separate yourself. There will be seasons in your life when you have to separate yourself. What do you mean? Them folk that you've been hanging with for a long time, if they're not helping you get closer to your purpose, maybe it's time to separate yourself. When you come to the house of the Lord and I got to lift you up the whole service, baby, I don't know about you, but I catch you when it's over. I need to separate. I don't know, listen, if the person that you're hanging with is not helping you get closer to what you're trying to get to, and they're not helping you to fulfill your God-given purpose, it's time to separate. My mother taught me how to wash clothes when I was younger, which means, so she let me know that my white clothes have to be washed with white clothes. And my light clothes have to be washed with light clothes. My dark clothes have to be washed with dark clothes. Don't ever run the risk of messing your stuff together, because sometimes you can mess up the whole load. You have to learn how to separate. I need you to understand, it's some folk that's in your life that's going to dirty up your life if you don't separate yourself. I need you to understand that everybody that's connected to it, they're not helping you. They're going to get you dirty as they listen. The stank on you comes from being around them. I need you to catch it. It's some times in your life where you got to separate yourself. Some people are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And the problem is, we try to keep these seasonal people around for a lifetime. High school was one place, college is another. Some folk, when you bring it to your marriage, listen, when you got married, it's some folk you need to leave at the door. If you're not friends with both of y'all. I'm sorry, you got some family members that they don't love your husband and your wife. Y'all will catch that in marriage ministry. Take it, it's time to separate. It's time to separate. The text says, I'm almost in my seat. I'm ready to party. I ain't going to preach no 30 minutes. I'm ready to have a good time. Is there anybody who came to have a good time in the Lord? This is Fifth Sunday Live. We came to give God some praise. Listen, I got a word, but I sure want to party some more. This is Fifth Sunday Live. I'm ready to go out there and meet the needs of the kids. This is Fifth Sunday Live. I'm ready to have a Holy Ghost good time. This is Fifth Sunday Live, and we got an artist in the house. I'm ready to hear him rock the mic. Is there anybody who came to give God praise in this? I'm not quite done with separating. Listen, watch this. When you get to the house of the Lord, watch this. There's a move that you might have to separate. Yeah, the stuff that has you mad at home, when you come into the house, you got to leave it at the door. Somebody says separate. When you mad because somebody didn't do what you wanted them to do, but you in the house of the Lord, that stuff you got to separate. It's stuff, listen, as a pastor, I can't deal with some stuff because it's going to separate me from my assignment. I have to separate. You got to learn how to cut some stuff off. When you walk into the doors of the sanctuary, I dare you to leave your baggage at the door and come in with your hands lifted, ready to give God a shout. I dare you to leave your depression at the door and come in and ready to give God a praise. I dare you to leave your problems in the car and come in and give God praise. There ain't anybody here. Okay, I got some issues in the house, but I ain't worried about that. I got to separate myself and give God praise. And the text says, do not think that I came to bring peace on earth. Said I didn't come to bring peace, I came to bring a sword. Listen, not only does this divinely inspired document mark a declaration of division, Jesus describes their weapon of warfare. I need you to understand that the sword symbolizes war and destruction. The sword, I'm almost in my seat, symbolizes power. Man, don't go nowhere. I need you to take it on 10. The sword symbolizes power and authority. The sword symbolizes the word of the Lord. And listen, and anything that stands, watch this, on the wrong side of the word. And I'm almost in my seat. Anything that stands on the wrong tell your neighbor, pardon me, I didn't come to disrupt your peace. I just came to give God a shout in this place. Pardon me, I didn't come to disrupt your peace, but I came to speak a word. Somebody shout, speak a word. Listen, the enemy wants you to peaceably agree with the situation that he's created for your life. But watch it, but when you speak the word of God over your life, I said when you speak the word of God over your life, I got a word. When the enemy says that you can't do it, the word of God says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When the world says that I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. When the world says that I'm not qualified, the word of God says, for those whom he predestined, them he also called. And those he called, he also justified. When the enemy says that you don't listen, that you feel like you messed up too much, when the enemy gets in your spirit and makes you feel like you don't deserve it, the word of God says, there is therefore no condemnation for those who are in. I wish I had help in this house. There is therefore no condemnation, which means it don't matter what you accuse me of. Jesus says, I've been liberated. It doesn't matter what you reminded me of myself. Jesus says, it's been washed in the blood. If there were anybody here who's glad to judge, then there is therefore no condemnation. When the enemy tries to remind you of who you used to be, the word of God says, if there's any man be in Christ Jesus, he is a new creature. Watch this. Old things. Quit bringing up old stuff. You ought to punch your neighbor and say, quit bringing up old. I know who I used to be. I know where I used to go. I know how I used to get down. But if any man be in Christ Jesus, those are old me. I'm talking about the new. Somebody shout brand new. But the word of God says, listen, when they tell you that you're not good enough, you ought to tell them what the word of God says. It says, when I was in my sins, Christ died for me, which means he thought enough of me to give his whole life for me. That sounds like good news to me. When I was in my sins, Christ gave his whole life. That means he thought more of me than I thought about myself. So I don't worry about how you see me. I worry about how he in me. When you saw the low down dirt in me, he saw the best in me. When you saw the whoremonger in me, he saw the best in me. When you saw the gambler in me, you saw the best in me. When you saw the dope dealer in me, he saw the best in me. When you saw the troublemaker, he saw the best. I don't worry about how you see me, because the song says he saw the best. The word of God says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. The word says that he shall supply all of my needs. Not according to my bank account, not according to my credit score, but according to his riches. Which means I don't have to worry about what I got in the bank. My dad is rich in houses and land. He holds the whole world in the... You might say I don't have it. I can just say my daddy got it. And my daddy got me. He covered me. Does anybody know that he covered me? The word of God says there is therefore no weapon that's formed against you that shall prosper. The word says, beloved, I wish above things that you might prosper and be in good health as your soul. The word says, I am more than a conqueror. I am a lender and not a borrower. I am a head and not the tail. I need you to understand this morning. I come against whatever the enemy has decreed for your life. I came to disturb the peace. I come against whatever the enemy has created for your life. Listen, is there anybody who came to turn over a few tables? Is there anybody who came to lift up your voice in the valley of dry bones? Is there anybody who came to crash the devil's parade? Is there anybody who came to break the law that was governing over your life? Is there anybody who needs grace in the grave of that condemnation? I came to turn the lights on in the midst of the darkness. I came to snatch you out of the matrix of your monotony. I came to disturb the peace. I came to break up your comfortable Christianity. Is there anybody here who came to disturb the peace?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know how you feel about it, but folk got mad at Jesus because he came to disturb their way of life. So, man, what are you doing? It's the Sabbath day. You shouldn't be doing anything good. So, man, what you mean I got to have a special day to bless folks? It was the church folk that got mad at him for doing good things. It was the church folk who got mad at him for being godly. Which means there might be somebody on your road who is mad because you just came to lift up your hand. But did you come to disturb? Did you come just to give? Listen, you got to make this thing personal. Which means there's a time in your life where you got to separate yourself from how everybody else feels. You can't worry about who saved you. You can't worry about who agrees with your praise. You can't worry about who agrees with your destiny. Is there anybody who came to disturb the peace? We thank God for the word. We thank God for his sacrifice. And I dare not let his sacrifice be in vain because I got to keep quiet for you. The Bible says that Moses was on the mountain so long that they thought he must have been dead. But when he came down, he had been in the face of God so much that his face started to glow. He had the glory of God on his countenance. Watch this. Moses made the mistake of veiling himself to make everybody around him feel comfortable. The truth of the matter is many of us suffer with that same epidemic today. We veil the glory of God so everybody around us can be comfortable. Quit changing your radio station because you got a hoodlum in your car. Quit coming down off the mountain because you got some folk who never met God. When you disturb the peace, when you disturb the peace in your immediate surrounding, I don't know who you're called to, what part of town, I don't know if you're called to evangelize your workplace, your school, I don't know where you go or who you're meant to touch. But I need you to understand that your life is meant to touch.
That's right, man. That's right.
I like that movie, The Matrix. In The Matrix, Neo didn't realize that he had been part of a program. And then it wasn't until somebody broke him out that he was able to actually be limitless in his ability. You never know what your praise might do to somebody else's life. It's Frederick Douglass who said, without struggle, there can be no progress. So when God stands up in you enough where you can disturb the peace, you never know whose freedom is counting on your noise. You never know who can be broken out because you stood up.
Yeah, amen.
I want to encourage you this morning to disturb the peace. Quit sitting still and idly by while everything happens and you don't say anything. Quit turning your back to what the enemy is doing. Because if it's not happening to you yet, it's going to happen in just a moment.
That's right. Come on.
Quit turning down your Christianity so heathens can feel all right.
My God.
You can live out loud regardless of who don't like how you live.
That's right.
And I challenge you this morning to live out loud for Jesus.
Yeah.
If you live your life out loud before you knew it, then you ought to turn it up even more because you know it. I said, if you listen, when we were in our sins, we lived it out loud. We were proud about it. We didn't make no bones about it. Listen, we going to the club, and what you gonna do about it? She's fine. I'm gonna get her number. I ain't worried about what you say about it. Yeah, I was with somebody else last week, but so what? When we were in our sins, we were bold about it. Why is it when we come to the kingdom we get quiet? Why is it when we get to work Monday morning, we can talk about what the Steelers did, but we can't talk about what the Lord did? You loud on Instagram. Why you quiet in the house?
Help us today.
Paul said, I was zealous when I was in my foolishness. And that same zealousness I'm going to give for God.
That's right.
Paul said, I came to disturb the peace. Well, if you're ready to stir the peace, I dare you to stand all over the place. Come on. I challenge you to let the Lord loose in your life. I don't know if you caught that. I challenge you to let the Lord loose in your life. I dare you to be able to open up your mouth and declare the glory of God. To give him the fruit of your lips means you can't sit there and say it in your brain. You got to open up your mouth and declare the Lord's goodness. See, when you're quiet, you're helping the enemy keep his comfortable. It's comfortable. You're helping him achieve his agenda, which is to keep everybody quiet. Let's not talk about the Lord because it's politically incorrect. Let's not pray at school because they're taking prayer out of school. Don't wear Jesus t-shirts in your interview. I came to disturb the peace. If my Lord was radical, then I ought to be just as radical. If my Lord was a revolutionary, I ought to be just as revolutionary as him. If Jesus was so crunk, he turning over tables, I ought to go to... What stuff are you turning over in your life? Or you can sit back and say, well, it ain't me. That ain't my family. It's not my job. That's not my child. I don't understand these parents who don't want you to say anything to their children. When they out of line, they out of line everywhere. When I was growing up, you can get snatched up down the street and at home. accountability. People are not worried about disturbing the peace. I challenge you today to live your life out loud. I challenge you to turn your Christianity up. I challenge you to turn your Jesus up. Somebody say, I just need a little bit more Jesus. Well, when you get him, what you gonna do when you get him?